Hey guys, what's up? This is your host Night Pigeon here. Welcome to Halo Season 4, Episode 9. 9.
Chief, I'll round up our survivors, fall back to the dawn. Arbiter will do the same with the elites. Cortana's in there somewhere.
Rampant. So most people just think, since the ship crashed, Master Chief decided to go get Cortana, which is also true. But also there was another reason, because Cortana had the original index from Installation 04. And since Master Chief needs the light, the Installation 04, and requires the index, instead of having to go through a library, he can use his old index that Cortana still has from Halo Combat Evolved.
Child of my enemy, why have you come? I offer no forgiveness. The father's sins pass to his son.
Now, what's it? Okay, I've never seen this kind of stuff before. Oh, oh, it's like pumping it. Hey, Bonsai. Yay, Bonsai. Oh, man. So, it's interesting. If you stop to think about what the precursor, or the Flood, whatever you want to call him, said, he says, "Child of my enemy, why have you come? I offer no forgiveness. A father's sins pass to his son." Now, hold up. Yo, what's up? That cat won't leave me alone. Okay. I think I would have... Okay, I don't think I've taken enough... Okay, that would have killed me if I was in Legendary. Ah! Oh my God! So, what he was saying was... when he said, I offer... no forgiveness, which he's holding a grudge on the Forerunners, and the Forerunners vanished, and he considers humanity the child of the Forerunners because they're supposed to claim the mantle. And since he can't do anything about the Forerunners anymore, he holds his grudge on the closest thing, which is humanity.
Of course you came for her. We exist together now. Two corpses in one grave.
So what a lot of people don't know is the precursors are those who had the mantle before.
Collection of lies. That's all I am. Stolen thoughts and memories.
And yet, perhaps a part of her remains.
Well, that was creepy. I actually said that out loud when I was sleeping once. Anyway, so what was I saying? The precursors were those who had the mantle responsibility before the Forerunners. And the Forerunners, the precursors decided that humanity was better fit for the mantle than the Forerunners, being that some of them would go crazy like whatchamacallit, the Didact did. And I'm thinking that's what I'm guessing what happened, but here's some stuff that did happen. The precursors, the Forerunners went on a war with the when the Forerunners had a war with the Precursors, and the Precursors practically let the Forerunners kill them. And because the Precursors, what they did was they made some kind of dust that would kind of like little robot, little nanites, kind of, if you've seen Generator Rex, nanobots. And what happened was, one Precursor managed to complete them, and he left them in space, so when he died, they would later fuse together to make his other body. But what happened, over a few centuries, the dust got corrupted and became what is known as the Flood, and eventually some organic ship got it and became the first hosts, and that ship eventually crashed onto the Forerunner world, the homeworld, and well, no, it not the homeworld. I forgot where the first infection was, and struggling to think.
I'm just my mother's shadow. Don't look at me. Don't listen. I'm not who I used to be.
Wait a second. So she said, "I'm not my mother's shadow. Don't look at me. Don't listen. I'm not what I used to be." Now imagine her saying that, now imagine that in Halo 5, with her going insane, trying to. Anyway, so as I was saying about the Precursors and the relation to the Flood, so humanity was the first species to actually encounter the Flood, and it took over their homeworld, so they were fleeing to other planets, and they were going to warn the Forerunners, but by the time they got to one of the first Forerunner planet, it already showed signs of Flood infection, so they had to blow up the planet. They didn't tell the Forerunners about it, which was a bad idea, which caused the thousand-year war between Forerunners and humanity. And what did that? Hold on.
Time has taught me patience, but basking in new freedom, I will know all that I possess.
Okay, so the humanity and the Didact eventually got mad enough, or humanity lost and was banished to a planet. I'm guessing with that part, but they did lose eventually. I don't know how and what happened afterwards. And then the Forerunners discovered what the humanity was doing after it was too late, because the first Flood contacts managed to spread over to their to their main homeworld, and they've wasted so many resources fighting humanity over the thousand-year war that they were weakened, and they weren't able to and they weren't going to be able to fight the Flood. So the Didact, what he did was he was fighting. So the Librarians started annexing species in the Halo rings for a failsafe. Get out of my! Oh, I forgot Cortana's terminal. And the Didact, not all Prometheans were ancient humans. Crap, I didn't mean to say that. Anyway, not all. And so what his Prometheans did, he was using Prometheans to his own creations to fight the Flood and push it back.
I have walked the edge of the abyss. I have seen your future, and I have learned.
Submit! End her torment and my own!
So, what happened was, I keep saying that so many times, crap, I forgot where I was. Alright, so, and eventually the Didact's campaign against the Forerunners wasn't going too well, because they started, all of a sudden they were able to use ships that out of nowhere, which I'll explain where they got the ships later, or might have gone in one of the theories. They did get a few ships from, I just don't know if the ships had the Didact was fighting was from Mendicant Bias, but there were ships later on that were from him. And so as Mendicant Bias was... Anyway, so the Didact's fight against the Flood wasn't going too well. He didn't have the sufficient numbers, so he...
No more anger, no more envy.
You will show me what she hides, or I shall feast upon your bones.
So...
This is UNSC AI serial number CTN0452-9. I am a monument to all your sins.
Bonsai, please stop Don't stop making me pet you so I can play the game. Okay, now's a good spot so I can talk. So I'll explain. Ugh, we'll go over here. Go away. Stop it. I was gonna do it anyway. So that's when what's his face, the Didact, went over and composed most of humanity. He like missed a few that the Librarian had already annexed. Bonsai?
You
Wait.
found me. But so much of me is wrong. Out of place. You might be too late.
You know me. When I make a promise.
You keep it. I do know how to pick 'em.
Lucky me. Do you still have it?
The activation index from the first Halo ring. A little souvenir I hung on to, just in case. Got an escape plan?
Thought I'd try shooting my way out. Mix things up a little.
Just keep your head down. There's 2 of us in here now, remember?
So, and that happened 100,000 years ago. And
Get me out of this place. I don't want to stay.
so then the Librarian was horrified to see what her husband and or aka the Didact has done to humanity. And since humanity was going to be there after the Forerunners, which the Librarian knew, she thought it was a problem, and he wasn't going to stop till every live human in the galaxy was dead. So she shot him with a light rifle, and put him in a prism. A prism is a meditation device, and she planted it in the pit of Requiem. Requiem being Halo 4, and he'd be the only living thing in the universe from before the Halo, well, in the galaxy.
Now, at last I see. Her secret is revealed.
And she thought that he being do what Mendicant Bias would do, thinking only one thought until awakened or needed redemption, which hopefully Mendicant Bias won't be as
This reactor
bad as
start a chain reaction. Destroy High Charity.
Me and Master Chief had the same reaction. So hopefully Mendicant Bias will actually want to redeem himself. And
We need to buy some time.
this reactor, start a chain reaction. Destroy High Charity.
Destroy the giant mushroom place? Okay. You let me... Did I already press it? Okay, I already pressed it. My shield is not recharging. Ooh, whoa.
You heard it, Chief.
That,
We need to get to Halo. Destroy the Flood once and for all.
oh, I just had a thought. So, in between Halo 2 and Halo 3, the Flood was kind of going out. It's possible, because you know that one ship that landed on Earth, it's possible the Flood spread it a lot more than you know, just there. Than just, you know, Earth and Installation 00. It's possible, you know, he's landed on other planets. And I'm pretty sure humanity hasn't discovered all of space by then. So it's possible Flood is still out there, and that's where you might come in on Halo 5. Because I do think the Great Mind is smarter than just you know, not spread as far out as possible. But maybe the precursors and the precursor actually has the precursor is actually locked up in a, well, the precursor's Flood body is locked up in a unit in a Forerunner containment place somewhere, and for a couple thousand years. What?
Who would be crazy enough to come in here?
Oh, I almost forgot about that. So, you know, the precursor was speaking to whatchamacallit, to you lit me on. He wasn't friendly. So yeah, their precursor was talking to the Mintkant Bias over a course of 30 years, and Mintkant and the precursor decided that, you know, what the precursor, so the Forerunner obtained the mantle, and what the precursor was just supposed to make sure evolution kept continuing in the galaxy. And so the precursor decided that the Flood is the next step for the galaxy's evolution, that evolution cannot continue, that evolution itself needed to evolve,
I've got
or
a friendly
the Flood.
contact. Who would be crazy enough to come in here?
Hello, Arbiter.
Wait, you two made nice? What else did you do while I was gone?
Get to the chapel! I mean, and I don't think I'm going to be able to hold out long enough to finish. That's a good screenshot. Okay, so I'm going to pause when this starts so I can finish explaining. So, actually, I've completely forgot where I went. Banzai, shut up. And so, let's see if I can remember. Banzai, leave me alone. Why do you always bug me when I'm recording? Funny little cat. So, Banzai, I will put you outside. You don't like outside. Well, actually, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I need to finish this Halo. Banzai, what are you doing? Anyway, so that's it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I hope I didn't spoil anything. I might have spoiled some stuff. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode of season. This is going to be your season 4 final.